Canadian fans' applause and appreciation. It's just a great show here at the Abbey, and Dick Grimm and his staff, 1,000 volunteers, have put on a tremendous effort to do a great display of Glen Abbey.
Gordon Smith today has gone through with birdies on 2, 3, 9, and 17, and he's facing one here on 18. He started at 4 under par. He is 8 under at the moment, and with this, he could tie Dave Barr at 9 under, although Dave still has 2 holes to play.
Ernie, here's a situation. Gordon's looking at an uphill putt about 6 to 7 feet. He's going to play this, but it's not too much of a break. It depends on the speed. I think he's just going to get this to the hole, try it inside the left edge, and try to send this down in the basement.
Low in the tube, as they say.
Watch the nice arms and shoulder movement. He's one of the best putters on the Canadian Tour. Gordon Smith for birdie to go 9 under. Break in there. Hit it. He's got it. All right. A healthy man, Gordon Smith from Nova Scotia.
That's happiness. 9 under par. Every round was under par for him. 71, 71, 70, and 67. A brilliant finish for Gordon Smith. He'll finish well up in the standings. And all Canadians across the country are saying, hey, there's another name for us to watch. Ken Green still leads, though.
There you go. Finished 7th place overall, ahead of guys named Nicholas and Norman. He earned a big check and he was on his way. And as we all know, Gord eventually came home. He became a club professional, played in Atlantic Professional Golf Association tournaments, became a club manager, a position he held at the Oakfield Golf Club and now at Ashburn Golf Club. He doesn't play as much, but when he does, he still hits them long and straight. And we asked Peter Hope how his game compares to Gordie's today.
First of all, he's beaten the pants off me without any difficulty whatsoever. There's not much difference in his game now than it was when he was on tour. He still hits the ball with as much authority and perhaps not as much confidence maybe as he did when he was on tour, but he certainly hits it with as much authority. And I've played with him on a number of occasions at Oakfield when he was involved at that club. And 67, 68, 66 wasn't beyond. He developed into the kind of a young man and a player that I sensed he would develop into when he was younger, and even as a 16, 17-year-old, I mean, he could play, and he had a great sense for the game, and he developed that very nicely.
This man won 2 midget, a juvenile, and 2 junior provincial championships, 2 Nova Scotia amateurs, a bunch of invitationals as a junior and adult, twice played on the provincial Wellington Cup team, finished 14th in the Canadian Amateur, won the Labatt Blue Light title twice on the CPGA Tour, had 3 wins on the CPGA Winter Mini Tour, won the Tournament Players Association Orlando Open, won $22,500 in the Canadian Open of 1988 with his 7th place finish at 9 under par, finished that year 194th on the PGA money list, just behind Jack Nicklaus, who was 177, and he won the APGA title twice. That's a ton of hardware, and tonight we're proud to add another accolade. Our newest inductee to the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame, Gordie Smith. Our plaque presenter is Kirk Swales, Senior Production Manager, Clary Fleming and Associates, who was extremely instrumental in preparing the voice and film clips you saw tonight. The pin presenters, Gordie's brothers, Brian and Ian, each of whom claims not to be in Gordie's golfing class, but they play pretty well, both to a 5 or 6 handicap. Fellows, come on up. So here he is, and I want to just give you a sense of this man's sense of humor too. Mickey and I played with Gordie at a team event in Paragon once, and you went into the clubhouse and we were on the range hitting, and you came out and stood behind us and you watched for a bit. And I turned around and I said to you, Gordie, what do you think we have to shoot today to win? And you said, you too.
You got a good memory.
Yeah. And you were right. You carried us a bit that day. Have your boys, your two little boys who are both here tonight, have they ever seen Dad from 1988? Is that their first time seeing that?
Yeah, it is actually the first time, yeah.
What do you think they think?
Looks a little younger. A little better looking, maybe.
Right. I miss the mustache. I like that mustache circa 1980 or whatever it was. When you think back, Gordie, obviously 88 was a great highlight, but what does the game of golf mean to a guy who is developing from a 10-year-old to a young man to a seasoned vet?
Well, it's such a great sport. I played a lot of hockey and a lot of other sports, and golf to me was just a passion. You know, Dad played it and introduced us to it, and it's just that type of sport where it's you're there, you get in what you put out of it, and it was just always something that I just wanted to do. It was individual, so I liked that part of it, and it just it's been there forever. I mean, I'll still want to play. You know, hopefully when I'm 85 and my kids are beating the pants off of me.
You hit the ball so long, and yet you grew up on a course that is not noted for favoring long players in Brightwood. What did that course in particular do to shape your early game?
Well, the ball striking, it was a little bizarre. I mean, I played a lot of hockey and had a good shot in hockey, but I don't know what it was about Brightwood. It was really the short game and the small greens and the chipping and putting that I was more famous for, I think, than the ball striking. But the length, I'm not sure where I got it. Dad didn't hit it very far, and I hit it long early, and truly it was not until I played, I think, with John Daly when I was about 27 or 8 that I found somebody that hit it further. So it was a little bizarre.
But you were right there with him, weren't you? You could hit it out and be at least in his area code.
Maybe if I ate a few of his M&Ms, I might have got it past him. But no, I was close. But John was certainly a class by himself when those years.
Can you tell me about I remember a par you made once in Digby. I think it was on the 12th hole. You were playing an amateur there, I believe, and your tee shot went way, way right. And maybe you relied on skills you developed at Brightwood. You remember this one?
Oh, yeah, no, I remember it well because some of the guys from Brightwood come down to watch the last round, and they had a few in them, so they were drinking a little bit and joking with me a little, and I'm trying to concentrate on this, and I drove it right into the trees, and it was the 12th hole, which is the toughest hole in their course, so I had absolutely no shot to get back to the fairway, and I saw a little opening to get out to 13, so I chipped it out to 13, and the trees there are huge, so it's a small green. And I grabbed, I think it was a 9-iron or a wedge, and I just smashed it way up over the trees on the green, made the putt. And it was the next hole, actually, I hit it right down the middle. And the boys were just razzing me, now you're going to make bogey because you hit it down the middle. But it was, that scrambling ability really helped me when I turned pro. Right
on. Do your little guys play?
They do, actually. Michael, my 10-year-old, has been playing for a couple years and got his first chance to caddy for me this year, and that was great. And Jake's 6, and he's just started to play, and they both seem to like it.
One last one for you. When you hear the term, arguably the best golfer in the history of Nova Scotia, I know you're a modest guy, but what does that do to you inside when you hear that?
I mean, those things are great to hear. I mean, we've had some great champions in Nova Scotia and even better sportsmen. I mean, you look at Peter Hope and Ducky Weber and Graham and Jerry, and I think just to be mentioned with them is a great thing. I think for me, maybe it was the timing. I hit it long. People noticed things. I got the support that, just incredible. I mean, of everyone I ever played with in my life, I'd never seen anyone get the support that I got from Brightwood and the people growing up. So it was just, a combination of things. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Congrats on tonight and welcome.
Thank you, Bruce. Thanks.
Gordie Smith, newest member, Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame.